What's up, everyone? If you've clicked on this video, then you've already read the title and you already know what I have to tell you, or at least you think you do. So the first thing that I'm going to need to tell you is do not panic sell. As a matter of fact, please do not leave this screen right now. Quit checking your account. I do not want you guys flipping out and making a huge mistake that's going to cost you a lot of money. And for some of you, I'm not even referring to profit or potential profit. I'm referring to actual money that you've put into the stock market. So please give me just a few minutes of your time. Remember that I did call this out yesterday, and I've been telling you guys to be prepared for things like this in the market. And I specifically told you not to be expecting an announcement out of USPS today. So with that being said, I'm going to ask you guys to listen to me right now and give me just a few minutes of your time, because in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, what to expect, and exactly what you should and shouldn't do in this type of a situation. And we're going to be starting right now. Hey, what's going on? It's Pat from Top Ticker Trades. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow your wealth through investing and trading stocks in the market, make sure you start right now by subscribing and tapping that bell so you never miss a thing. I'll see you in the video. Let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So today, the USPS pretty much surprised all investors and traders by announcing that there's been a delay to the pending USPS decision regarding the next generation vehicles. And you might ask yourself, well, why? Why would they want to do this? Because I personally know that they've had different parts of the government on their butts about replacing those vehicles. I mean, even back in, I think, 2014, they were criticized and pretty much almost attacked, you could say, for not having a plan on replacing the vehicles, the old fleet. So it really makes you wonder, like, why in the hell would they be dragging their feet on this? You would think that they'd want to replace those as soon as possible. But if you understand the history of the USPS, and I'm not even going to tell you guys right now, I'm going to wait till the very end and show you actual proof of this, because if I told you right now without you guys seeing it with your very own eyes, you would probably call me a liar and think that I was full of crap. So hopefully I'll remember to do that at the end of the video, and matter of fact, I will remember, so stay tuned for that. But I mean, it almost seems like these people are dumb. Okay, I mean, someone needs to tell them that, when these when these freaking vehicles they're using catch on fire, insurance doesn't cover that. They can't use insurance money to replace their fleet one by one every time there's a fire. So obviously that was just, me being sarcastic and trying to lighten the mood a little bit, because I know a lot of you guys are upset and you need to be cheered up. But here's the thing to think about. So what is their exact reasoning behind this delay? Now, those of you who haven't seen it yet, read it, heard about it, they're blaming it on the virus. And you know which virus I'm talking about. But they're saying due to this virus, there's been delays with, both the Postal Service and the suppliers. So to me, that makes absolutely no sense. And I'm going to say that with confidence that I'm correct, because for one, they've used this excuse before, okay? And that's why in the past, a decision has been delayed. Now, to be fair, I can't exactly blame it on the USPS, or at least I can't blame the entire delay in the past on USPS, because some of the contenders for the USPS contract did, in fact, cause the delay themselves by turning in faulty vehicles. And the only thing that we need to know here is what you already know, that the contract's been delayed, but It's just a delay. We've been expecting this if you've been following my videos, and they will get this contract sooner or later. So here's my the next thing that you need to know. We've been downgraded by only one analyst, so it's not that bad. You know, that's the good news. The bad news, well, we're actually only being covered by about 5 analysts, but rest assured that 3 out of those 5 do rate Workhorse as a buy. And another thing that I'd like to add is that coincidentally, the same analyst that just downgraded us from 33 to 27 is the same analyst that recently just upgraded us from 27 to 33. So pretty much the analyst I'm talking about is Craig Irwin from Roth Capital, and he seems to be confused and not able to make up his mind. But that's okay, because we did get an upgrade from Zach's, and we're now at number 2 buy rating, which is great. So let me say something about these analysts, okay? You're going to see this back and forth. Oh, it's a buy, it's a sell. You know, we're going to raise the price target. We're going to lower it. Or this analyst raises the price target. The next analyst lowers it. You can't take them too seriously, okay? A lot of them are just clueless. And, you know, they're probably just getting their information from watching YouTube videos. Stay off my channel. That's what I tell them. Anyhow, so you can't take them serious. I mean, the only thing about them is that they have the power to move the stock a little bit, because, of course, the newcomers that are playing stocks, they don't know any better, so they literally, you know, look up to these analysts that don't know any better. And that's kind of how everything, you know, happens. It's the circle of life. Hakuna Matata. But now I want to talk to you a little bit about panic selling. I told you at the beginning of this video, I begged you not to sell. And I told you that I was going to give you a reason as to why not. And I told you that I was going to tell you exactly what to do. But we need to start with why you shouldn't panic sell. So number 1, you know, every single recession and downturn that we've ever had since the 1800s, it's been proven that the market always bounces back. It's guaranteed that the market will bounce back. 100% guaranteed. So the stock, as long as you've done your research and it's a good investment and nothing's changed, it's the way to go. You hang on to it, and you should consider adding to your position when it's down rather than selling. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on bigger gains, because it'll bounce back when you're least expecting it. And Workhorse does tend to do that a lot. Another reason not to panic sell is because you're locking in your losses, like straight up. And most of the time when people do panic sell, guess what? That's because they're already, you know, realizing a loss. Well, I guess you wouldn't realize a loss until you actually sold, but your position is at a loss at the time. So basically, you're selling low and buying high, because that's exactly, you know, what you just did if you're selling at a loss. So never do that. Now, you should always think long term. If, you know, you are an investor, if you're a trader, then you should have your set of rules that you go by. For instance, you know, if the stock falls a certain percentage below whatever you paid for it, then you would sell. But you need to have that figured out beforehand, and not just, you know, panic and start selling your position when something occurs. You got to be prepared for all this. You have to have a plan. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I don't use stop losses. You know, I don't do anything like that. It's been, I don't know how long since I've had any stop loss set on any of my stocks that I hold in my portfolio. And the reason I do that is simply because I know that the market maker can see my stop loss, and I am aware of a lot of market manipulation that actually goes on, and I don't want to, you know, contribute to that. So I don't use stop losses. I use a mental stop loss. If I happen not to be paying attention and the stock goes down, then oh well, you know, I mean, I don't put any more in there than I can afford to lose. Put it that way. You know, whatever's in there, I'm comfortable losing it all. I mean, I may cry a little bit, but I'm comfortable, you know. No, but seriously, guys, all jokes aside, what you should consider doing is, following what the big money does. You know, what would Kathy Wood do? And we can see from her strategy, she goes and buys every single dip. At least that's what she does on Workhorse. Every time it's dipped so far, she buys more. Okay, which reminds me to tell you guys, hey, she just bought some more just a few days ago. Every time. And oh yeah, another point I need to make about that, for those of you that are, thinking about panic selling, think about this, okay? Kathy Wood, she's got a lot of money, okay? She's buying Workhorse, a ton of it. Now, we also know that BlackRock is invested in Workhorse. All right, wherever those institutional investors are buying in, that pretty much creates a support for the stock, unless you think they're going to sell off, which I don't see that happening, I don't see Kathy Wood going and selling off all her Workhorse shares because the USPS contract wasn't awarded today. I would argue that she could care less about that right now. My point is that she's putting all that big money in, and look at the prices she's paying. I mean, pretty much, current prices every dip. I mean, what's your buy-in right now? It's got to be pretty doggone close to what she's paying. Now, yeah, you may be a buck or two off or something, maybe if you're like way on the high side, but that's really not a difference at all when you're looking at things from a long-term standpoint. Now, here's another thing. So pretty much she's creating a safety net, or these institutional investors are creating a safety net for you, okay? Now, yes, you're buying maybe a little bit higher. It depends on when you got in. But even if it's a little bit higher, guess what? You're still, your losses are pretty much capped, okay? Because you've got a very high probability that it's not going to go below whatever those institutional buyers, whatever the price that they're buying in at, that's where your losses are capped. All right. But your upside, I mean, is theoretically unlimited. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say that, it's really going to be unlimited, but you've got the potential for significant growth in that stock, while your downside is limited. I mean, you can't beat that deal. So any stock you invest in, it doesn't matter, how safe you think it is, there's always potential for loss. You're always taking risk no matter what. Anything can be risky. You never know what's going to happen. So keep that in mind, because with Workhorse, I mean, it's relatively safe. I mean, we had all these investors anticipating that today was going to be the announcement date for the USPS contract. And how did the stock respond to not getting that announcement, to Workhorse not getting awarded the USPS contract today? I mean, yeah, it sucked. I mean, we dropped, a pretty significant amount, but I'm not worried about it. I'm still like, my buy-in was, I think my average ended up now being like $8, maybe a little bit more than that. I mean, I did start buying in extra early, and then I was buying in around like the $7-8 range. So I may have a lower cost basis than a lot of you, but either way, I mean, you're not that bad off with your investment in a Workhorse. I mean, unless, you bought in the 30s, and you're still not bad off, because this stock has a lot of potential. It's going to go above that. And another reason you're not bad off is because you can average down. Just buy shares every single dip. Every time that there's a significant drop, or even if you can afford to and it dips below whatever your buy-in is, grab some shares. I mean, buy them on a consistent basis. Okay, and that should go for every stock that you believe in, that you think is a solid stock. But I mean, you do need to do your due diligence first. And another thing, I mean, you've got tools at your disposal. Okay, you've got options. Now, I've told you guys just in yesterday's video, don't mess with options if you don't know what you're doing, but I do have some videos out. You've got access to me in the comments section. I'm happy to help anybody. I'm friendly, I don't bite. If you have questions, I can help you with them. Pretty much learn how to use options to enhance your investing and trading. I mean, that's what they're used for. Now, I would recommend paper trading options first, which you can do on like TD Ameritrade. But you really need to learn how to utilize all the tools that are available to you, because that's when you're going to take your trading to a whole new level, and you're not going to have to worry about using stop losses or worry about your position. Another thing is that you need to quit looking at stocks as something that just goes up and down in value, and you have to sell it in order to get profits, or sell it not to take a loss if something bad were to happen. What you need to start doing is looking at your stocks as assets that you can use in order to make money. And by that, I mean, look at it just as if you, just in the same way as you would at a rental property. Okay. You want a rental property, you're going to rent it to generate income or revenue. So that's exactly what you were going to do with a stock, except with a stock, you're using options to achieve that. And it's a lot safer, a lot more practical, and it just makes more sense all the way around, because you're not having to dish out any money to make any repairs or deal with renters or anything like that. Now, I've been preaching this a lot. It is something that I'm eventually going to be making a lot of videos about in the near future. I mean, those are my plans, is to basically make videos on options. So expect those in the future, and I guarantee you, it'll make the biggest difference for you, and you will not want to stop once you start. Now, anybody that wants to start now and doesn't know where to start or just wants help, ask me. I'm right here. Ask me. And, like I said before, I am willing to help anybody. Anyhow, I don't want to bore you guys with, option stock and all that kind of stuff. So what I do want to do right now is, if you'll recall from earlier in this video, I said that I have some information that, if I told you guys what it was, you wouldn't believe me, and you would call me a psycho and every other name in the book. Well, so now, before I actually show you proof that this is true, let me tell you what it is. The USPS has been trying to get electric vehicles added to their fleet since the 1800s, okay? I can't remember if they actually, purchased one or whether it was just tested, but 1899 is when it started, and then it's like every 10 years or so, they kept on and on, going through different electric vehicles, but none of them ever stuck because pretty much they weren't powerful enough, they weren't fast enough. So I thought that was insane because, it's not the information I was looking for, but I ran across it, so I went ahead and, read it. So check it out. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, you've made it to the end of the video. If you found this video helpful, I ask that you help this channel out by smashing that like button, as it motivates me to keep making videos just like this one every single day. If you're not a subscriber, you should consider subscribing, as I publish valuable content like this daily. You can do so from your screen right now, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can click on the video that you'd like to see on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.